Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. I'm going to update you guys on my Throwback 30 project pan. This was created by Jessica Lee, and there are monthly updates, and it runs from July 28th of 2022 to July 28th of 2023. So I pulled in all the prompts. Yeah, I went a little crazy and pulled everything in. So let's just get into this right away. The first item I have is 12 Days of Christmas, and the prompt that I took from there was 3 French hens. And I decided to take a French item, which is Avin, and this is a Soothing Skin Recover Cream, and it's so good. It's absolutely fantastic. I haven't used that much. I'm about down to here, so I need to mark that. I'm about this, probably flush with where it says this word in gray. I can't see it's backwards. Tolerance, I think that's en français, but it's about here roughly. So I'm going to mark that. But it's going to be in for a while because I only use it when my skin is too sensitive to use another moisturizer. That one, my skin just soaks that up and it feels so good. So I love it, and I would definitely repurchase it multiple times, and I have already. The next item is for 4 Seasons Project Pan, and the prompt I selected is fall. And for that, I brought in 2 lipsticks. I was going to declutter Diva, which is a MAC lipstick. I was going to declutter it, but I decided to hang on to it and see what kind of use I could get from it. I'm going to try and do little swatches here. So there is the Diva lipstick. It's very beautiful. And then I also brought in Bronx because it's an item that I want to start getting use on, and it's so beautiful. Oh my god, it's like almost like a warm kind of brownie cream. I don't even know. It's like a burnt peach. I don't know. It's really beautiful. But I have 5 uses on Diva and 4 uses on Bronx so far. Very beautiful. Next is 50 Shades of Green Project Pan, and for the prompt is, of course, a green item. And I brought in my Sephora blotting papers, and I finished these. So the only thing that's in here is like the thing that starts the papers, or is it the back? I think it's the back. No, I think it's the front. Anyway, it goes in front of the papers, I believe, and then everything goes behind it. So this is the only little piece of paper that's left. So this one is completed, which is great. I love having an empty, so I'm going to put that way back here. Another item is for 50 Shades of Pink, and I missed out on that project, and I also missed out on purple. And of course, it's a pink item, and for that, I decided to choose my Makeup Geek eyeshadow in Razzleberry, which is right here. And I'll swatch that for you guys. It's beautiful, but it's very dusty now. It's almost like to the point where like it swatches okay, but it doesn't wear nice. It almost like dusts off. So I need a really, really sticky base, but it's really beautiful. I enjoy wearing it. So far, I only have 3 uses on it, but it's a very like summery shade. So yeah, I hope I get like so much use out of it, and I'm sure I can throw that into a few like Christmassy looks. I'll definitely make the uses. My goal is to complete it, but I know that's not going to happen, but any progress that I get on that, I'll be very happy. The next the next project is 50 Shades of Purple, and the prompt is, of course, a purple item. And I did select an eyeshadow, which is MAC Hepcat, and that is right here. So I'll swatch that for you as well. MAC eyeshadows don't swatch the best, but they definitely apply beautifully to the eye. So it's very, very hard for me to get an accurate swatch of what it would look like, but it's freaking stunning. It's such a beautiful shade. So that one, my goal is to hit pan on. It's a MAC eyeshadow, so I know that's not going to happen either, but that just means these are going to be in for the duration of the project. The next one is for 7 Deadly Pans, and the prompt I selected is Sloth, and of course that's like something that takes forever. I'm using my Too Faced Little Black Book of bronzers, and I chose the shade Endless Summer, which is right here. And I have used it a bit. Like there's some, you can tell there's some usage in there, but I'm also kind of just going into all of the bronzers that I'm using in all my projects, because I'm currently using this one, yeah, this one, and this one. So I'm using 4. So I just go, actually, sorry, this one. Not this one. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm using 4 of them. So I just kind of go around and use whatever, and then I apply my bronzer. So yeah, I'm just trying to get use on all of them at the same time. So that one, again, I want to go to complete that one, but I'm not sure it's going to happen, but I am going to try my hardest because I would love to have this completed or almost completed by the end of next year. Does that make sense? I just don't want it in my collection anymore, so I want to get as much use as possible. And these pans are relatively small, so if I can just continue to use them daily, I should be able to make some significant progress by the end of 2023. And then I'm considering decluttering it, if it's not all completed, which it probably won't be. And then I have Alice in Wonder Pan, which is the prompt Cheshire Cat, which I selected as lippy. That's the one I wanted. I wanted to put a lipstick in, but I selected the Lancome Juicy Tubes because I thought this lip gloss would be something I could wear often, especially in the summer. And it's so stupid, but we're going into winter here, so I'm not sure how much use I'm going to get on this because it's just a very thick cream, and those tend to go cold on my lips in the wintertime. So, I mean, I have a good amount of use from a previously, just like randomly using it, but I don't know how fast I'm going to use this up, but my goal is to complete this. And then for Beauty A to Z, the prompt I randomly generated was the letter M. And for that, I selected my MAC blush in the shade Margin. It's just a very like burnt peach shade, really, really beautiful. I will show you what it looks like on the swatch. It's really pretty. Again, like very similar to like a lot of the blushes that I have been wearing. It's just a really gorgeous burnt peach shade, and I'm totally here for it. It's absolutely gorgeous. That one I have 2 uses on. And then I have Birthstone Beauty, and the prompt I selected was for May, which is Emerald. And that one is JD Glow Seaweed eyeshadow. I don't know why I can't talk, but this is the one here. It's so gorgeous. And I will swatch it, of course. I hope you guys can see the shift. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. But I hope you can see the shift that it goes from like dark blue to an emeraldy vibrant green. Very beautiful. I currently have 3 uses on that one, and I would like to get to 30. That's a hefty goal when I'm trying to complete a bunch of eyeshadows and things. So again, I may not reach that, but I am certainly going to try, and I may reduce it down the road. We'll see how it goes. And I'm sorry if you can hear my chair squeaking. I desperately need to get a new one. For Budget Beauty, it's just budget items, so something that was inexpensive, and I selected a couple of highlighters from Makeup Revolution. These are incredibly old, so I think I'm going to crush these into a highlight or a lotion. I'm sorry, I'm going to crush these into a lotion bottle and use them that way. They're very, very gorgeous, like absolutely beautiful, but I never wear that much pink highlight. I just don't. I have a very olivey yellow based undertone, and this just does not suit my skin. Or like when I wear pink makeup, that's fine. I have like 1 or 2 other ones. I don't need like 5 pink highlighters. And I also have this other one. So the pink one is in the shade Peach Lights, and this other one is in the shade Golden Lights, which is the one that like suits me better. So I may maybe try and get use on this one. Otherwise, they're both going into a lotion. But this one is like really beautiful. I love a golden highlight on me. I just absolutely love it. And you can see it suits me a lot better, I think, than the peach one or the pink one. It's pink, but it's called Peach Lights. So, and there's also, does it say how much? 7.5 grams of product in here. I'm never going to go through this. And yeah, that's the pattern. I'm never going to go through all of that. So I'm probably going to take one of them and put it into a lotion, but I'm currently working on a lotion that has a highlighter in it, so it'll have to wait until that one's done. The next one I have is for Child of the 80s, and the prompt is Star Wars, something glittery. And I was very literal when I did that, and I selected my Star Wars ColourPop eyeshadow collab in Darth Vader, the Darth Vader palette. And I want to use each of these shades 2 times. I have not done that yet, but now is the time for me to crack this out. And there's quite a bit of sparkle in here. So I think the glittery aspect of this, it will be easy for me to hit the goals on this. And also the prompt is like Star Wars and glittery. So yeah, I've absolutely reached that by this, but haven't used it just yet. The next prompt is drop 10 before summer. And the prompt is summer themed item. And again, I went to the little black book of bronzers from Too Faced, and I have selected Sun Bunny, which is this one in the corner over here that has a two-tone. It's like a shimmery and a matte bronzer. Very, very beautiful. I don't know why I didn't use this before. I felt like I bought it and then I thought that was it. I just kept it. I didn't use it. I don't know why. There's really good products in here and I get to try every single one that they had. So I don't know why I didn't use this sooner. The next is food for thought. Prompt is a food themed item, and for that I selected my Glamlight Red Velvet Cake palette, which I have used a couple times before and fell in love with, and I wanted to use this palette 20 times. That's a lot. I think I'm going to reduce that to like 5 because 20 times for one palette, that was ridiculous. I think what my mindset is to use 20 shadows, any shadows 20 times total. So if I did a look that had 5 eyeshadows in it, that's 5 of the 20. So I think that's what the idea was. So I may continue with that. But like when I read that, I was like, what was I thinking? And then I realized what I meant is use shades in here for looks and equivalent each shade to 20. But yeah, I would never use this 20 times in a row. I have way too much eyeshadow for that. The next, I'm going to use a little bit of milk drink here. I swear this cold is lingering. Like I feel great now, but it's like the residual stuff now. And then we have Got a Panama. And I think that's a Pokemon, Pokemon themed. The prompt says select a Pokemon. So you select anyone and then use the prompt based on the Pokemon. And I think the one I selected was called Ash. I'm not familiar with Pokemon, so I'm really sorry to those who are and know more about it. But the one for like the prompt for Ash says something you are determined to finish. And I selected my Magic BB Cream from L'Oreal. This stuff is really interesting. I have used quite a bit of this, as you can tell. It's starting to have a scent of like fishy undertone. It's not nice. It's really, it's just not enjoyable to smell that. I will show you a little swatch on the back of my hand because it is actually quite interesting how this works. I'm not sure it's going to actually show you, but you can see it comes out white. And then as you apply it and blend it in, it changes color and it like matches to your skin shade. Always on the back of my hand, it goes way too dark, but on my face, it matches me very, very well. So you can see it changes color to a bit of a deeper, like what would probably be good for me in the summer, but it only does this on my hand. On my face, it actually matches me very, very, very well, which I don't know how it does that, but it's pretty wild. Though I would like to have this completed and out of my collection. But I also have 2 other foundations that I would like to have completed and out of my collection. So I'm just trying to decide how hard I work on these foundations and which one is most important for me to finish this year out of 3. So the other 2 I'll finish up next year, but these one, like out of the 3, I have to finish 1. I have a feeling I won't finish this though because there's so much left. So we'll see, but I've been trying really, really hard. Okay, so now we have Harry Potter and the Pan of Fire, and the prompt is bludger, something that is black, and I decided to go for the packaging, which is the Tarte blush palette. And so people probably think that you know what? I shouldn't go there because there's another one that's gold and it looks very similar to the Desi and Katie, some kind of eyeshadow palette. Every time I see that, I think it looks like one of these Tarte palettes. But the black one, I don't think there's a duplicate of the black packaging, but there's a duplicate of the gold, like glittery packaging. So every time I see this, for some reason, I'm thinking of the newest thing that I don't even own that eyeshadow palette. But this is what it looks like inside. And I kind of wish that they would come back with this style. And like this is so easy to store in an Alex drawer. Where the other ones are round, hell no. I don't even like that shape at all for storing. It just rolls around in there. But these are older. So I have to use these ones first. And my goal is to use this 50 times in the duration of this project. And I currently have used it 6 times. So I have a very long ways to go, but I'm looking forward to getting the use on this. And I think so far, like these two are probably the ones I use the most, like the middle one and the far one. But I need to start using them all. And I need to start really, like today I used one that's in a Project Pan palette, and that's a Tarte one as well. So I have a lot of blush I need to get through, but I do like this, and I think there's a good shade range where I could potentially use this all year round and not be bored of the colors. So we'll see how that goes. Next is I Heart the 90s, and that prompt is Smells Like Teen Spirit, a scented product. And I have my Katy Perry Meow perfume. Yes, I tossed the head into the garbage. I could not handle it anymore. And I would like this out of my collection because she is quite an old item. She smells good, but the smell dissipates very quickly. And I'm kind of ready to move on to new scents. So as you can see, so this is a 2-month time frame, okay? And I was using it every single day faithfully. And that was in like July, August, September. So for October month, this is all I've used, and I haven't worn this a lot because I've mostly worked from home because I was sick, and then I kind of had a wipeout down the stairs, so I haven't been applying perfume before I leave the house, so I haven't got a lot of use on this. And my goal was really to try and use this up before the end of the year, but I would just like to get this used up before the end of the project, honestly, as early as possible. So I know I'm not going to finish this by the end of the year, but if I could make this much more of a goal, like if I could do that much more, that would only leave me this much to the end of the year. So I am going to work really, really hard on getting this out because she's starting to leak and the head doesn't even fit on. I threw it out. Like it's just a mess. It's time to be done with it, and I just don't want to waste the product. So the next one is for Let's Get Loose, and the prompt is of course a loose powder product. And for that I have my Sephora Universal Powder. I have not used this yet because stupid me, I'm using this one right here, which is from Makeup Forever, and I'm using this even though it's not in a project. Like I only have that much left and it's not even in a project. So I don't know why my mindset goes to this one first before one that's actually in a project. So that's just strange and not like me at all. But once that other one is completed, I'll go back to the Sephora one, or maybe I'll dump that other stuff into the Sephora one. I don't even know, but we'll figure it out. I know I need to get use on that. And then the next one is lip service. A prompt is set your own goals with lip products. And I selected my Sephora Lip Cream Liquid Lipstick in the shade 72, and she's gorgeous. I love her so much. I'm going to put it down here. Really, really beautiful shade. Very, very similar to Bronx, but a more like opaque formula, and it doesn't really move on the lips. This is the most gorgeous liquid lip formula I've ever come across. It's gorgeous, stunning, staying power, truly opaque, really beautiful. So my goal is to complete my goal is to complete this. I've actually completed quite a few liquid lipsticks this year, but they were also like really mini and half used. So yeah. So this one will probably take me again the whole duration of the project, or I might not even finish it. I don't even know, but I'm going to try. We'll see. But I have 4 uses so far on this. So let's hope that I can get more uses in the next couple months. I'm hoping winter will be a really good time for me because if I wear my scarf and stuff, it shouldn't go on my lipstick shouldn't go on the scarf. So we'll see. And then I have Pan as Old as Time, and the prompt is the oldest palette. And for that one, I have selected my Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love this. Okay, so my goal is to use this 10 times, and I already have 8 uses on this. It is so easy to use. I actually struggle to not use it because I always want to grab it. So I only have to get 2 more uses on this, which I'll get out in the next couple days. Today is the, what is it, the 25th, and this is due on the 28th. So I'll probably use this in the next 2 days and get this rolled out. So I'm going to consider this completed, but you may see it in the next update. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that just because I brought everything in, you know. And then we have Pan of Dinosaurs, and the prompt is Argentinosaurus, which is a big, bulky, or heavy item. And for that, I selected my Be Perfect Tahiti Carnival 3. I love Tahiti Carnival 3 with Stacey Marie. I friggin' love this. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's light. It's shimmery. It's summery. It's so beautiful. And my goal is to use this 10 times, and I've already used this 5 times. I actually have it on today underneath my Cleona eyeshadows, and I absolutely love it. All right, so we only have a few more left, so let's try and get through these as fast as possible. We have Skin is In, and the prompt is skincare, and for that I selected my Laneige Multi Deep Clean Cleanser, and I have such a small amount left, but this will take me a very long time to use up because I don't need a lot of it. There's product that goes all the way up into the top. I'm not going to cut this open to use it up because I just don't want to do that. That's not necessary. But it is a gorgeous, gorgeous product. You know what? I might cut it open because it's so good. We'll see. But I still have lots left and I barely need any. So yeah, it's really nice. Then we have That's Expensive, which I really love that project a lot. I think it's a really good idea and it is very easy for me to make my own prompts and choose whatever items I want. And so I decided to select my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Sculpture Palette. And my goal is to complete this. I am keeping track of how many uses I get on this. You can kind of see that there's some usage in here. You're seeing some of the bubbles and whatever from the usage. But I currently have 16 uses on this thing. It does get fingerprinty fast, but it takes like nothing to clean that off, you know? So really, really beautiful. And I'm just going to continue working on that. I was very pouty this year about Hourglass and how they were not inclusive, and their holiday palettes have changed my mind. So because I've been watching a lot on them and focusing on them quite a bit on what they're doing as a brand in a whole. And so I'm enjoying now the fact that they have deeper shades, so I'm not as like rushed to get stuff out now, so that's really nice. And I even considered ordering the holiday palette. I'm just not interested right now. So there's, if you can imagine, I watched somebody's video on this. I can't remember if it was Tina from the Fancy Face. She did a very good in-depth review of this, by the way. I can't remember who it was. Oh, you know what? It might have been, I can't remember her name now. Hannah Louise Poston? I can't remember. I think it might have been her. One of their full-size face powders, like their ambient light powders, that has more product than this entire compact. Just one single like individual thing has more product than these 6 powders. That's how little you're getting and how much you're paying. So that's why I'm like, maybe not so much. But don't quote me on it, if it was her or Tina. I can't remember, but just go watch their videos and you'll see I can't remember. The next is That's So 2000s. And the prompt was Cheetah Girls and something that was animal print. And I had my Laura Mercier highlighter quad. I have decluttered that. I felt like the highlighters were too deep. And also, one was like a pink, one was a bronze, one was like a champagne, a deep color, and the gold one was a little bit too deep. So I was like, I'm not going to use these. I don't grab for it. I'm just going to declutter it. So that one is out. And then we have the Golden Girls project pan, which is the prompt I selected was Golden Girl, something golden. And for that, I selected my Urban Decay Shell Gold eyeshadow, which is right here. It's the gold side only. I haven't even used it. Oh no, I used it once actually. I didn't think I used it, but I apparently used it one time. And let's swatch this little bad boy. But I think I'm going to declutter him because I'm not living my best life looking at that. And I think I'm going to get the eyeshadow palette from Huda Beauty for the holiday when the Sephora sale comes on. And there's much better golds in there. Plus I have Pat McGrath eyeshadows and you know there's golds in there. So I do not need to keep her and I will get rid of it. So the next one is, this is Fantasy, and the prompt I selected was Cyclops, a single shadow. We're going to go back into my Beast palette here. I selected Makeup Geek's Glamorous, which is right here. And I have only used her once. And she's okay. You know, meh. I may declutter her, not really loving, not really giving me everything I want from an eyeshadow. Kind of basic, kind of boring, maybe good for like all over one color and just a little deepening in the outer. I don't know. I don't use it. Only the once, so I might have to do effort and like try again. My goal for that one is to go to pan. I don't know, we'll see. Probably in like May, June, July, I would use this every single day because that's what I did with my other eyeshadow. I just used it all over the lid every single day. And you can see here, I'm almost done it now. So if I can continue that, I may have that finished before the end, but who knows? I doubt it. Then we have Tiny Pans. Prompt is Tiny Pans. And I selected my Color Vivici palette from BH. And I haven't used this yet. Tiniest pans, like super tiny pans. This is a Makeup Geek eyeshadow. So as you can see, the pans are tiny. And this is a JD Glow eyeshadow. So you can see, of course, super, super tiny. I haven't used it yet. I can't wait to try this though. It's super cute. I love the shadow colors in there. So hopefully I get along very well with it. Then we have Turn and Burn, and the prompt is Gimme Product. So I wanted to use this Laura Mercier, it's called Pure Canvas Blurring Primer. I haven't used this yet because I just finished the Milk Hydro Primer, and I'm also now working on my e.l.f. one, and once I'm done hitting my goals on the e.l.f. one, I will open up this one and then my MAC one. I have so many primers and projects and I only have one face. I'm doing my best. I'm working as hard as I can, but that will be in here for a little bit and I'm totally okay with that. And the last item is Zodiac Project Pan. The prompt is Capricorn, and I selected a brown eyeshadow. And the eyeshadow I selected is Urban Decay's Beware. And I had to repress this one. It's very pretty, but it's also very hella old. I may get rid of it because I have so much brown eyeshadow and she's feeling clumpy. But it's beautiful, but it's basic, you know? Like we have so many of those in our collection. So I'm not really like, I don't know, it's very neutral going on here, which I'm okay with. I love a neutral look. Don't get me wrong. You can't tell by today's look, but yeah. Anyhow, I am totally done going over this. I don't want to keep you too much longer. We've almost gone a half an hour. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to drop that like button down there. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're interested in leaving me a little ghosty emoji, I would absolutely love you to leave the ghosty emoji in the comments below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye everyone.